The Critshow contains elements of horror, fantasy violence, and adult language. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
So Jake told us he was going to come up with something for this intro while he ran to take a quick break.
What you can't hear, because I edit these, is the 27 seconds of silence we sat in waiting for Jake to talk.
And I know that he's just really trying to get his words ready in the right, most interesting order. And I'm so excited to hear what this is going to be.
For all anyone knows, Jake isn't even here for this intro. Like, that Tass and I are just making this up because he still has not made a sound. So while Jake ponders, I'm going to take a moment to thank the patrons who joined us in the month of May.
Oh, nice.
Althea Forcing, Lame Dad the Immortal, Bryant Bubsy, Callie Wolf, that other guy, Stickin' Time, Connie, Hannah Edgington, Alex Truman, and Edward Barron. So thank you to everyone who joined us new this month, and thank you to everyone who joins us every month. We literally could not do this without you. If you are interested in joining our Patreon and you haven't yet, you can head over to patreon.com/thecritshow. Tiers start at just $1, and that gets you access to the most aggressively, so aggressive that it's caught in my throat, aggressively welcoming Discord on the internet. And you know what? We say that, and then people join, and they get welcomed, and they go, oh, shit, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, almost every time.
Yeah.
Also, I phased out almost everything you just said until that last moment, because for some reason it was just the inflection, or probably just the way I heard it, of when you said new patrons. I heard nude patrons.
All of our nude patrons.
And I'm like, I guess I don't know how they're listening at home. That's fine. But like, I was like, why are we focusing on that? Like, that's
however
bizarre.
you listen to the show, whether it's al dente or
all dressed,
like our favorite chips.
Oh boy.
All right, well, it's time to get into the episode.
Having cleaned up the fourth and final of the spell circles in this world, I think this is a good opportunity for us to do our beliefs, goals, and bonds. So, does anybody feel that they have achieved their character's goal?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I know we technically haven't done it all the way across the board because Dale's still exists, but we have certainly undermined Nash's personnel. We've gotten through to destroy those circles, and like what I would call his top personnel at the top of the world got taken out.
Perfect. You may take 1 grit and start thinking of a new goal to write in there.
Okay.
I have not.
Man, I don't think so.
Has anybody resolved their bond with another character?
I don't think so.
Same.
Yeah.
No.
And has anybody gotten better at what they do and has 5 grit to spend to up anything?
I would argue that I got progressively worse at what I did in the last couple episodes.
I don't have enough.
Yeah, I'm a few grit shy.
Yeah, I feel like it was earned and spent quickly enough to not be able to accumulate to spend now.
I do have a new goal in mind.
What is it?
Don't die on the way out.
All right, that's sort of a binary goal right there.
Yep.
And it can't be fulfilled until you're out of this world and it's no longer relevant. So.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are we more famous yet? And what does that do?
It's interesting because most of what you have done has been without spectators.
Okay.
Any witnesses?
Yeah. Or at least none that live to
What
spread
about
the tale.
all the people on the train that tried to sneak up on us and ambush us? Our whole thing was like, hey, we're going to leave so you can tell people that you took us out or something. Like, I know that's not exactly like us succeeding, but it feels like our name would have been spread that way.
So the way you gain fame is by doing a heroic deed in the presence of eyewitnesses and your tale being spread. And I don't think that has been the case.
Yeah.
That's not to say that it won't become the case as you start heading back towards civilization. Like if you get back on the train and start going back, and these things that, like the vampires you fought probably aren't out there going, man, those guys rule. We weren't able to kill them.
Yeah.
But like if they've been spreading that you're dead and then you come back like you weren't dead, that may very well increase your fame. But yeah, so far I think you've either done things just in the presence of no one,
Yeah.
or monsters who can't spread the tale, or intelligent monsters who don't want to spread the tale.
Well, how does this work on the reverse then in like Lost Hope, where most of the civilization, so to speak, are monstrous? Do we have infamy with them?
The fame and infamy track is back and forth 1 for 1, like they're opposite sides of a coin. Infamy is about when you do crimes, not just like when you wrong a group of people.
Got it.
Who's to determine what's a crime
Yeah.
if not wronging someone?
What's the point of doing all this good stuff if no one was here to watch it, so it doesn't count?
I know, I say that to myself every day.
Yeah.
All right, so sort of a soft end of session there. So we find ourselves still atop the spike, having defeated the pale stranger, having fired back up this circle, actually, but towards a new purpose. Is there anything anybody wants to do still up here before you head out? And what is the plan once you do head out?
I want to take the pale stranger's revolver.
Okay. You go collect that out of a pile of muck that used to be his hand off in the dirt. And it's in terrible shape visually. Like at a glance, you'd think you dredged this thing from a river. It's clearly super old and it's rusty. But I think as you give it a once over, like all of the internal mechanisms are pristine.
Okay.
Does he have a wallet on him?
No, he does not have a wallet on him.
Were you trying to rob him?
Well, yes, but also I thought maybe did he have some sort of identification? Like I know he said like I don't know who I was before, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know.
No, he just never checked his back.
Yeah, you don't think he ever looked at his wallet?
No, but he might like be like I don't know who the hell that is. Like I don't remember it, so it's not me.
Yeah, nope. He has no identification on him. It seems like what he said was true. He's nobody.
Well, going off of what Megan said, and not off of what you just said, Jake, I did have one thing that I wanted to try. I wanted to lay a hand on this guy's corpse and see if I could get like a vision just from physical contact of possibly who this guy once was. Because I know he doesn't remember it, but his body might.
Yeah, you lay a hand on his remains, but you don't get any different effect than the last time you tried to read him. Like it's like whoever this body was once upon a time in life, that's just not who this creature is anymore. They're two totally disparate identities.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna look over the wall crawler here, see if I can fix it. Make sure it's good and up and running.
Yeah, you start looking it over. As established, the landing was rough, and it's a little bit shook, but it is still functional. It won't take you very long to get the couple of bolts tightened and things back where they belong so that it's in ship shape and working order.
Cool. All right. Are we ready to head back to the train?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Fasten your seatbelt. There's one big seatbelt that I have
Around everybody.
It goes around all
Just
of us.
a lap bar.
Yeah, fasten your lap bar. All right, you all mount back up in the octocrawler and start rolling it back down the side of the spike towards Lost Hope, where you left the train. It's a shorter journey from up here. You're able to kind of cut a straight line to the proper edge of the cliff that will lead you straight back down to the train.
It's a shorter journey because we just free fall off the side.
A short and unsurvivable journey.
Well, this is where I unleashed the secret parachute compartment that I had built in that I didn't tell anyone about, just in case this happened.
So the journey back down is pretty quick. I mean, it's still the dead of night, getting closer to dawn as you reach the train. It rests where you left it, in its semi-tangible state, with the engine car and the caboose swapped so that it is ready to travel in the opposite direction.
Now that there's less danger and less giant monsters actively trying to murder us, do we want to try to revisit the idea of just going over the mountains? Or do we want to take this back around?
It depends if we want to see anybody before we go. Like, if we go over the mountains, we'd then have to go... Well, I guess I don't know. Like, how much time would it take to go over the mountains? And if we wanted to go to the Iron Striders, for example, to travel down to them and then back, as opposed to making it around.
Yeah, and do we have a way to take the train? Like, are we leaving the IPT crews behind?
No, I mean, we've got to take that back. That's what I'm saying. Like, do we want to try and devise a way to get it through or over the mountain or, I mean, off the edge and around?
You've got the map. Would it take more days for us to, like, go over the mountain and down to the Iron Striders camp and then back to the portal versus just going backwards around the track?
Right now, the Iron Striders are, like, literally on the other side from us.
Yeah, the difference would be maybe a day,
Okay.
give or take.
I'm just thinking about now that the fact that we know Jake is missing. I was all for saying some goodbyes on the way through, but if we're able to get back faster, I feel like we should at least entertain trying to figure out how to make it work.
Sure, like if we want to just skip the goodbyes and get out of here, then I'm all for trying to figure out how to traverse the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally up to you guys. If you've got any thoughts, again, there's not like the regular infrastructure no longer exists over here for you to run the train like to the mountains, and there's no good way for a train to pass the mountains, but you guys are in the business of making shit up and bending the world to your will, so I am all ears.
Can we take all of the legs from the crawler and make ourselves a long centipede train?
Oh, God. Oh, the mental image of that is so foul.
No, I do like that.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
I'm thinking, then that's kind of what I was thinking, but I think we got to leave most of the train here. Like, I feel like we just take the front part. I don't know what that engine is. That the engine?
The engine car?
Yeah, mostly because I want to leave Blueberry Milk here so he can stay being a horse instead of turning back into a tire.
Instead of a wheel. I mean, we're already down a wheel because Tass's horse galloped off after he died. So
Oh yeah, no. King Caesar is here.
Oh,
when you get back
fantastic.
to the train, he's just eating grass off the side of the tracks.
what a good boy.
Nice.
You want your tire to be a horse and not a wheel.
So you want to make a Choo-Choo Charles, is what you want to do.
I don't want to do that, no.
But I think we have to.
But I think
Our
that's going
hands
to
are
be...
tied. We've been in a Wild West game this long and we haven't made some sort of awful spider monster.
That's true.
I think this is going to be the easiest and the quickest. I mean, we're going to get back with less car. That's just the reality of that situation. But it would be a lot easier to move what we need to get back through the portal to the portal the quickest.
Yeah. And the best way to honor Jake, honestly, is destroy a
it's-
vehicle.
It's what he would have wanted.
Talking about him like he's dead.
I don't know.
We
He might be.
we have to honor him.
Yeah.
It's what he would have wanted.
I'm going to start honoring him now, and if he's alive, I will honor him in life, okay? Either way, win-win.
Okay, so instead of like either taking the long way or kind of going over the mountain and not chatting to anybody before we leave, could we like send the Iron Striders a message and have them meet us?
Maybe we can call Cam and have him go talk to Ingrid and be like, hey, meet us at the portal. Like, leave right away.
Yeah.
And that'll give us time to put this together and try and climb over these mountains.
I like that.
Hey, Cam.
Is he going to come if one of us isn't like actively dying?
As you ask, in the blink of an eye, Cam is standing there with all of you.
How's it feel?
A breath of fresh air.
Nice.
I've been hiding like behind one of the little like benches here in the train, and I jump out and like grab his sides.
He just kind of calmly turns towards you with a smile on his face. I could sense your life force,
Oh, right. Yes.
but I'm glad I could. I'm glad you're back.
Hey, thanks.
Or, you weren't gone exactly, but I'm glad you're resolved.
Congealed.
Shh, yeah, gross.
Ugh.
What's next for all of you?
Well, we're going to try and get over the mountains with the train.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's going to take us some time to figure out the mechanics of it, but we were wondering if you could do us a favor and send a message to the Iron Striders.
Sure. What kind of message?
Well, if you could talk to the Iron Striders there and find Ingrid Cold Iron, let her know that we're getting ready to leave this world, and if she can head back towards the mountains and meet us at our portal, we'd like to see her before we head out. But she'll need to leave, like, right away.
He kind of like stares off into the middle distance for a second. His ears work back and forth a little bit, like he's putting out feelers.
Oh, adorable.
So cute.
Yeah, can do.
More like Cam do.
Haha. Holds up a hand for a high five.
I hit it.
I suppose this will probably be goodbye for all of us, too, huh? I mean, assuming nothing disastrous happens to you on the way back, probably won't need me again.
Well, it's not about needing you again. We'd love to say goodbye before we go.
He again, like you see his ears kind of working back and forth, says, well, things have calmed down around here. Yeah, okay. I'll catch you there before you go.
Awesome.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, he gives a little nod and kind of like crouches down like he's gonna take flight and starts to jump and then just vanishes.
Love that guy.
Oh, it's so cute.
You know why I think we're pretty badass and that it's okay to acknowledge that? We just got a primordial pillar of existence to deliver our mail.
That's true. But in exchange, we did cure him from being eternally poisoned.
Also true.
Also pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're great.
I mean, speaking in terms of mythology, psychopomps have often also been messengers, like Hermes is a classic example. They're able to get places quickly.
Okay, you're making us sound less badass.
Sorry,
now,
I'm
and
just
I
saying
don't-
that there's like a mythological
I just-
precedent for this
you're
sort of
putting
thing.
that I appreciate it.
Putting him in a box right now, and he's gonna need you to nod.
Let that bat fly free.
Okay, so with the word out to the Iron Striders, you want to start remodeling the train. What does this look like?
Have you ever seen Wild Wild West?
An unspeakable number of times. I wore the VHS down to nothing.
Okay, it's a quick like
It looks nothing like that.
it's like a, well, it's like a blink and you miss it moment. But nearer the end of the movie, there's this big kind of a metal contraption.
Sure. Spoilers ahead, I think, for the hit film Wild Wild West. If you haven't seen it, are you trying to turn the train into a giant spider? Is this an over the mountain? Is this a through the mountain? Like, what's the objective? What's the mode of travel?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be over the mountain. To go through the mountain, we'd need to construct some sort of drill or...
Or so much dynamite.
A Foot Clan drill.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know what that is.
I mean, that would be kind of nice if we could
Make a tunnel?
make a tunnel so that the two sides of the place could be connected.
The problem is, how does that get us over the gap in the track here?
That's fair.
Oh, I mean, I could probably do that a little easier than moving the whole train if we're just taking one car.
Is that the plan? A single car? What are the implications of that when it goes back through the portal, do you think? If the one car turned into the whole train and you take back one car of the train, you think you all just fall back out the portal like just an engine block and the four of you collapse onto the ground?
In one bucket seat.
As long as it gets us through, that's all I'm concerned about.
Yeah, hell, we technically don't even need it. We could just walk this and mountain climb, couldn't we?
I think it's been established that you need the vehicle to pass through because that's why we didn't want to exchange ships in perilous tides.
But also, things could crawl through, right?
Yes, but you don't know what effect that had on them.
Okay.
Well, okay, mix the ideas here. We cannibalize the rest of the cars to form onto the engine to make it some sort of crawler that can go over or through. So we keep all of the parts, but it's in one single contained unit.
Are you saying to like use some of the cars to make legs for the other cars?
Yeah.
So turn the very long train into turn a long millipede into a short millipede.
Yeah.
Or a long snake into a short millipede.
Right. With off-road capability.
I would say all millipedes have off-road capability.
Yeah, exactly. Not those railed millipedes.
Yeah, I mean, if you are just scavenging the materials off of the parts of the train as needed and then reapplying them to the train, that sounds like nothing lost and a not infinite amount of material, but like as much as you would need to accomplish the goal. Like the train keeps getting shorter and shorter until the amount of scrap you've taken off of it has made up for the amount of scrap you need to make it walk.
Listen, as long as I don't have to describe how I do this again, I'm for it.
Okay, so this is going to be a gadgeteer roll, and I think that maybe the mixed success condition is everybody's got to like pick a car to die. Like you all got to pick which one you don't get to have anymore.
Oh no.
We'll see. I might get more creative than that. But Megan, yeah, this is going to be a gadgeteer roll plus mind plus engineering.
11.
Woo!
All right.
Okay, on a 10 plus, the gadget works more or less as planned. So I'm going to say that you have to like spend car for car. You know, like you got to sacrifice one whole car to make another car ambulate. How many total train cars are there?
9.
Okay, so we'll round. We'll say 4 cars can make 5 cars ambulate for the full success.
All right.
I'm going to call this 2 days of like grueling work for your entire group. Basically, each morning and each afternoon shift is breaking down a whole car and incorporating it into another car. So this whole day after the fight with Pale Stranger passes, the following whole day passes. The morning of that 3rd day, your train is a centipede. It is ready to rock and it is ready to walk.
Can we call it a caterpillar instead?
Caterpillars are mighty slow. Do you want to put that pox on this train?
Are centipedes famously fast?
Unfortunately, yes.
I feel like centipedes are scary fast.
Yeah.
Ugh, ugh.
Freaky fast one.
I don't
might
like
say.
this. I don't like this line of questioning.
I wish I hadn't asked.
I retract it.
Stricken.
So our caterpillar is ready to go.
Okay.
Our very fast caterpillar.
Our very hungry caterpillar is ready to get over these mountains.
All right. You fire it up. Give Cruz the command. He gives a wave, and beneath your feet, you feel the entire train elevate. And then just like a sort of peculiar, like not that unlike the chugging of the train on the tracks, because there's a bunch of legs and they're moving pretty smooth. You built a good thing with smooth action here. It's moving at a pretty steady clip, like the pace that the train was moving on wheels. It is still keeping that speed. And you bypass this chasm that was your obstacle, no problem. It is able to just kind of step over the fucking thing and all of the other chasms that it encounters along the way. You know, the ground was split just kind of all over the place in Lost Hope, some of them larger than others, but this train is able to navigate them fine. And before long, you can see just the mountain range looming ahead of you. And Cruz kind of throws it into overdrive. You feel the pace of the legs pick up and then kind of slow down as it's having to really work to climb up and through and over these mountains. Over the course of a couple of days, you get to the peaks, and you all get a very unique view of the anvil, one that few people have probably ever had. Hell, few titanic creatures have ever had. You can see on one side Lost Hope, scarred and dry and dead. On the other side, Montfair, green and lush and thriving. And from this high angle, a sweeping view of the surface far, far, far below. Or what little detail you can make out. Having peeked over the edge, you've already seen it's blackened. It looks dead. It looks charred down there. There are clouds. An atmosphere hangs between you and the surface of the world below. But you can see well out to the horizon. But once you crest the peaks, Cruz shifts gear to accommodate the now force of gravity trying to rip you down the mountain, and the train starts to climb gingerly down and down and down towards the surface in Montfair. It's about another day making it back down the mountains. And the train eventually finds purchase on what is left of the tracks that were decimated by the mountains here. It seems like it's just force of habit for Cruz to, even though it doesn't have to run on the rails anymore, he doesn't know what else to do. This is the way it works. And ahead of you, on the track between you and Prospect Gardens, you see the backside of the portal. If you don't go around it, if you just followed the tracks, you would just clip back through that portal from the opposite side you came out of it from. And as you near the portal, you start to make out figures flanking either side of the portal, either side of the rails. People on horseback, there are wagons. It seems like they are arranged in a sort of a circle all around, like keeping an eye in every direction, because they didn't have any fucking idea how you were getting here. They did not know the plan.
A monster train.
And as you get close enough to make out like individuals and expressions, you see a collection of Iron Striders. You see a handful of the people from Prospect Gardens who have made the trip here. Some of them start applauding as your vehicle nears. Some of them recoil in terror.
Yeah.
But Cruz brings the train up pretty much nose to the portal and then disengages it, and it settles back down on the tracks, kind of retracting its legs so that you can all step comfortably down.
Now would you say that we've earned a point of fame?
He's
Yes,
like, infamy.
You may all.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yes, this was a
half
crime.
a point.
Yes, you can all increase your fame by 1. I think this certainly would add to your legend and is in front of eyewitnesses. But you are all able to disembark to the cheers and applause of this mixed bag crowd. Among them, you see Ingrid Coldiron and Adelaide Dawson sitting on horseback, awaiting your approach.
I'm just errantly scanning for Antonio.
You don't see him, but you do see this person with a mask over and dark eyes.
Who is
and
that?
Who is that beautiful stranger? Yeah, unfortunately, no sign of Antonio or
God
Father
damn it.
Harrison. It just doesn't seem like they were...
You can just say that they didn't seem to care about me. That's fine.
They weren't informed.
You can just say it.
They weren't informed, and they were further away.
Yeah, they were on the wrong side of Fort Ghost Hollow to
wrong
get
side
the
of the
news
tracks.
along their
They'll
travel.
get here 3 days after we leave. Be like, they didn't wait for us.
Rude.
I was gonna go back with her.
Harrison.
Harrison.
It's so hot here. It's desert all the time. Yeah, I'm going to take blueberry milk out of the stables and ride over to everyone. Thanks for meeting us here. We need to get going, but we wanted to say goodbye to everyone first.
Dawson says, oh, hell, thanks for letting us know that y'all were planning to go. I mean, it would have felt wrong to not see off our heroes. And she, kind of waggles her eyebrows and grins at all of you. But genuinely, you saved our world. I don't think there's anything we could possibly do to convey how important that is, how much that means to us.
There's some people on the other side of those mountains. The thing that was affecting them, changing them, corrupting them, it's gone now. I don't know how long it'll take, but you're going to notice a change from them. So don't just leave them there.
The creatures, too, the giant ones coming over the mountains and attacking, that shouldn't happen anymore. That corruption was affecting them, too, and making them pretty hostile and kind of want to attack, but that's done as well.
She nods. Well, suppose it might be time then to start the process of resettling Lost Hope. Might need to rename it, too, while we're at it.
Just get rid of Lost at the beginning there.
Simple enough. We can send some envoys out there, send some supplies, try and re-equip the folks that are out there and start rebuilding.
Ingrid, we wanted to let you know that we met somebody out there, somebody who was working to protect this world, a relative of yours.
Oh?
Your, I don't know, grandfather, great-grandfather?
We recognized the last name. His name was Silas, and he was kind of the last remaining guardian of this source of magic that is at the center of the anvil.
Silas. He was generations ago. I remember my grandmother telling me stories about one of our ancestors who worked for the Order. Didn't much know what that meant, but he sounded special.
He was pretty great at his job, and I'm sorry, but he gave his life to help us end the corruption and protect the magic and protect this land and everyone in it.
Well, that's a shame. I would have very much liked to meet him.
We just thought it was important for you to know about the great things that he did. It's important to know that. We brought his revolver, and I'll hand it over to her.
She takes it in her hands and kind of weighs it, turns it over, looks it over, and she gives a little whistle. This is quite a piece of spellcraft, unlike anything I've ever seen. Not really sure I'd know what to do with it.
Yeah, he used it to kind of channel his magics.
She looks at you. That's the sort of thing you do too, isn't it?
Yeah.
She grabs it by the barrel and holds it out, grip towards you. I imagine he'd want it in more capable hands. Somebody that can make good use of it.
Thank you. And I'll put it in my holster. We did lay him to rest, and I'll pull out our map and indicate there's a tunnel here, and if you go down it a fair distance, you'll find him there.
Yeah, Jumbo chimes in. I could even take you there if you want. I know where it is. I dug it with my own 2 hands. Thank you. I'll be sure to pay him a visit.
I just glance around for a moment and just tentatively say, Cam?
And instantaneously, he appears standing among you all.
Hey, buddy.
Is it time?
Yeah, looks to be.
I want to take my horse over to Ingrid and Dawson. This is Blueberry Milk, and in our world, he was a diet.
Farewell.
Oh, God.
I didn't hear it until I said it.
Oh.
In our world, tire. And, and when we go back home, I don't know how the magic's gonna end here. So anything that we leave here, I don't know if it'll stay how it is in this world or if it'll cease to be connected to whatever it's supposed to be since we're gone. But now that he's a horse, I kind of want him to be able to live his life if that is to be as a horse. So if he stays how he is now, would you mind making sure he has a good life? And if he turns back into a tire, just like hang him up on a wall and put a plaque.
If he turns into a tire, use him to advance your technology.
Just roll him back through the portal, please.
Put a plaque that says blueberry milk, and he helped save the world.
If you hang a tire on the wall and put a plaque under it that says blueberry milk, beloved horse, someone's going to remove her from her position of power.
But everybody there will see this happen, so they'll know and they can tell the story.
Blueberry milk will get 1 point of infamy.
He's a hero!
Blueberry milk, the sentient tire. Infamous sentient tire.
We did this to him!
He just rolls along beside us.
I'm just saying, like, in case he stays a horse, I want him to be taken care of.
Dawson reaches out and takes his reins and kind of pets his nose, and she looks at you and gives you like an understanding nod. She says, "Ain't one word of that make a goddamn lick of sense. But I'll take care of your horse."
And or tire.
He do look tired, you're right.
He loves oats and he doesn't talk.
Yes, I know what horses are.
Oh, also the mayor of that town, he worked for the guy who did this to your world, Mayor Dales. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
do something about him.
Yeah, that's
Super
a
evil.
good call.
Dawson says, "Yeah, actually, we picked up word of that on our way through. Bit of an uprising in Silent Springs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, from what we could make of it, that Dales fella, well, he felt the effects of things changing, I guess. Knew they were for the ill and went a little bit tyrant in that town. And no matter how well he paid, people didn't like being treated that way, so they tried to string him up. Strangest thing, though, won't stay dead.
Oh.
But he ain't going anywhere either.
Have you heard anything noteworthy out of Bronze Chapel?
Can't say that I have. News out of Bronze Chapel's been pretty mild, relatively quiet.
Well, that's fair. Then I guess point of interest for you all, you don't have to worry about the Headless Horseman anymore.
My God, how long have y'all been here? How long has it been since we last saw you?
28 days since we first went through the portal.
And in that time, you have managed to clean up the Headless Horseman, clean up a corrupt mayor, fix an entire territory of our world, and heal its essence. You all are the textbook definition of extraordinary.
Aw, no you.
That's so nice.
We'll try to honor that legacy to the best of our ability, I promise you. We'll do everything we can here. And Cam just kind of gives like a quiet, solemn nod of agreement.
I give him a hug.
Yeah, he wraps you up in his big leathery wings, gives you a big hug.
I'm glad we got you out of that bell.
Boy, me too.
I want to give Jumbo a hug.
Yeah, he wraps you up in a big hug as well.
His leathery.
And his leathery wings.
A little bit uncomfortably hard of a hug, maybe. You know, he's a big giant. He doesn't know his own strength. He crushes you. Your back pops.
Thank you for joining us on what was probably a very wild month for you.
Yeah, man, you rocked.
He smiles. Shucks. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for letting me come with you. It's been a real life changer. I honestly never would have thought that I was capable of half of what we done, and I don't know. I feel like I can be proud of who I am in a way that I didn't used to be.
Hell yeah, man.
That's great.
And I kind of address the crowd here. Don't you all forget that. Everything we did here, he was along. He was right there with us helping, whether we remembered it or not.
I was involved every step of the way, quietly, off screen, doing my works. Kim, Jumbo puts a hand on your shoulder, looks at you. He says, you know, if you wanted to stay here with me, I know that you're not from that world you're going back to, and maybe this could be your world now. Just if you wanted to.
Oh, hun. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why now? Oh, fuck.
I just lean past him, smiling at her.
Unfortunately, I have to go back. There's a whole vision and prophecy and a ritual, and if I'm not there, no one's gonna know when to do it.
So you'll just have to come with us, Jumbo.
I mean, yeah, that's an option.
No, I can't. I think, like everybody's talking about, there's a lot to do here, and y'all are giving me a drive, and I got things I need to do here, ways I can help here. But if y'all ever want to come back and visit, and he looks pointedly at Kim.
Oh, I'm in my head doing the math of how fast I know time works once we activate this portal.
I was gonna say, is anybody we know going to be alive if we decide to come back?
No.
No! Oh God! This is so. Oh no! I don't want him to die. What are we gonna do? We have to take him back.
We have to take them all back.
Everybody we've ever met. Now I know how you all felt when you met me in Urban Shadows.
Yep.
This is the way of things. Time passes, people live and people die. Jumbo says.
Yeah, but he's gonna be dead in minutes.
Yeah, they don't know that.
Best not tell them.
Yeah.
And not minutes to them.
No. Jumbo will maybe have a long and fulfilling life after this.
Oh God. Oh,
Why the
man.
maybe?
Nobody knows, you know?
That's
It's
fair.
still Wild West. He could stub his toe and die of something.
Gangrene instantly.
I think all of that healing magic might help him in that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, just people make pilgrimages to the spike to heal now.
Yeah.
Boy. I just want to look up at Jumbo. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to come back here once we go through, but I do want you to know that thank you for saying that, and I will be thinking of you every day that I'm on the other side.
I'll be thinking of you too.
You're going to need to sort of like lean down a bit. You're very tall, and I'm going to stand on my tiptoes.
He stoops down.
I'll kiss him.
He scoops you up.
Aww.
He wraps you up in another big hug, lifts you what feels like 11 feet directly off the ground, and then sets you back down with a little bit of watery eyes on him.
Thank you. I really needed this.
To check off my goal. You did it! A genuine connection!
I like a sharp turn in Megan's direction so that Jumbo's not here, and I'm like, I feel so bad. I'm not. Oh God. Oh God. Oh
It's
God.
okay. It's okay.
He's gotta be dead. in
We're
like a
all
day.
gonna be dead eventually. We might all be dead in a day. We don't know how this will go.
Oh God.
Live in the moment. Live in the
Okay.
moment.
Sure.
I give Blueberry Milk a kiss on the nose and a good pat on the side of his face. All right, let's take this monstrosity back through.
You all climb back aboard the train to the hoots and hollers and waves and cheers, and Cruz gives a wave. This time it seems like maybe it's to the crowd around you, and fires are up, and the train starts skittering along and passes through the portal.
The Critshow is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritShow.